I've always known that I wanted to run my own business, own and operate. My grandfather had his own business and he passed it down to my father, so entrepreneurship's kind of always been in the blood. Like I said, I've always wanted to start something and I didn't really quite know what it was, and just having a love for golf and finding a product that I could make within that sport, it was great. It just allowed me to really start something around a sport that I love doing. In the Navy, I was an aviation electronics technician, so I worked on aircraft, different types of weapon systems, navigation, things like that. Always been a natural tinker, like to build things, improve systems, and work on different types of products. When I got out of the Navy, came back home, started playing some golf. One of our favorite pastimes out here in Arizona is hanging out in the backyard after a round, playing some golf, chipping balls in the pool. And at the time, I remember we used a couple different greens that were on the market, and they were pretty subpar. I felt like we go through them, within a couple of months they would just fall apart, wouldn't last through the summer. So with a couple of those greens, we were looking at it, we just said, we could make a way better version of this. From there, I spent quite a bit of time researching different materials, designs, adhesives, and the goal really was to make a green that was playable, it was as realistic as possible, and would hold up through the Arizona sun and the heat. So tested a number of different prototypes and came up with this one, which about 2 years ago we launched it, and ever since we've just been working on it and trying to make it as perfect as possible. I mean, it was it definitely took quite a bit of thought and some planning, because it was, of course, a very it was an expensive project, so I knew it was going to take some dedication, and I knew this was a product that I believed in, and I knew I could make a great product. So I was convinced that in the end I would make something great, but it was a little scary to take that plunge, I guess. In my day job, I work in an engineering role for a airbag manufacturing company, so the skills that I've picked up in that job really translated over to this, because it gave me a lot of know-how with how to design a product, how to manufacture it efficiently, and how to make a quality product. So while I was designing the green, throughout that process I also designed and built all the tooling that I needed to create the greens. So that was a pretty extensive process, but what it did was enable me to have all the equipment I need to make these at any level of volume, any quantity that I need, so it just lets me be more flexible. All the raw materials that we have are sourced locally, made in the United States, and so I've got all the raw materials stored out in the garage and in different areas. So I break it into a few pretty simple steps. So first I glue the materials together, I cut the holes, and I use a template for that, and then from there I cut the green to shape, and all the other accessories I just add in at the end, and we box it all and kit it all together is the final step. Having all of that in my garage is helpful, because I don't have to wait on any kind of third-party vendors, packaging, anything like that. It's all contained in-house, so it helps me be pretty flexible. Yeah, so we launched in May of this year, and from there we've done a few social media campaigns, advertisements. We've participated in a couple of golf tournaments, one of which was the 98 KUPD Heat Stroke Open, which was huge. That was the biggest event of the summer. That was really helpful with getting exposure throughout the valley to a bunch of different retail stores, and it helped us get into a few local ones. So right now we pretty much have the recipe dialed in terms of materials and adhesives and construction. From here on out, we're really just making new greens, different designs, different styles, and customized backboards, and just different types of products that could target different customers and different people that would be interested in it.